Terlebih dahulu saya ingin mengalu-alukan kehadiran tuan-tuan dan puan ke seminar Rekabentuk Sejagat dan Aksesibiliti Untuk Pengendali Hotel anjuran bersama Dewan Bandaraya Lumpur dan Jabatan Standards Malaysia. Juga izinkan saya untuk merakamkan jutaan terima kasih kepada pihak jawatan kuasa pengelola kerana telah sudi menjemput saya untuk menyampaikan ucapan aluan sempena majlis pembukaan seminar Rekabentuk Sejagat dan Aksesibiliti Untuk Pengendali Hotel pada pagi ini. Ucapan terima kasih juga saya tujukan kepada tuan-tuan dan puan kerana telah dapat meluangkan masa untuk bersama-sama hadir pada pagi ini dan bersama-sama berpeluang untuk mempelajari satu lagi bidang ilmu iaitu berkenaan dengan Universal Design atau Rekabentuk Sejagat. Tuan-tuan dan puan yang saya hormati sekalian, seminar Rekabentuk Sejagat dan Aksesibiliti Untuk Pengendali Hotel ini adalah merupakan pertama kali diadakan oleh pihak Dewan Bandaraya Lumpur, di mana ianya adalah merupakan program kerjasama di antara DBKL sendiri dan agensi yang terlibat seperti Jabatan Standard Malaysia, Kementerian Perumahan dan Kerajaan Tempatan, Kementerian Pembangunan Wanita, Keluarga dan Masyarakat, Badan Warisan, Persatuan Hotel Malaysia, Persatuan Pemilik Hotel dan tidak lupa juga kepada Persatuan Hotel Perancangan Malaysia. Seminar Rekabentuk Sejagat dan Aksesibiliti pada hari ini adalah bermelamatkan untuk memastikan pelaksanaan undang-undang kecil yang berkaitan dengan OK dengan memberikan kesedaran dan kemahiran kepada pihak swasta agar dapat memahami keperluan, kepentingan serta cara pelaksanaan kemudahan OKU di dalam sesuatu pembangunan dengan merujuk kepada akta-akta seperti Akta OKU 2008, Undang-Undang Kecil Bangunan Seragam, MS 1184, MS 1183, MS 1331 dan lain-lain, garis panduan serta perundangan yang berkuasa dari semasa. Selain itu, objektif seminar ini adalah untuk memberikan pencerahan kepada para peserta tentang contoh-contoh terbaik dalam sebuah projek bangunan dan alam bina yang menyediakan kemudahan akses kepada golongan OKU. Peserta juga turut akan melaksanakan audit akses di pelbagai topologi bangunan dan kawasan untuk mengkaji tahap pemantauan penyediaan kemudahan terhadap garis panduan MS yang ada. Fungsi utama Jabatan Standard Malaysia adalah untuk membangunkan Malaysian Standard dan mempromosikan penggunaannya serta menawarkan perkhidmatan akreditasi kepada badan-badan penilaian pematuhan seperti makmal-makmal ujian, badan-badan persediaan dan lain-lain lagi. Peranan dan fungsi Standard Malaysia akan diterangkan dengan lebih lanjut oleh pegawai yang akan membentangkan satu kertas kerja dalam seminar ini sebentar lagi. Tuan-tuan dan puan yang saya hormati sekalian, selaras dengan slogan untuk membudayakan kualiti dalam kehidupan seharian, Standard Malaysia komited untuk membantu meningkatkan kualiti kehidupan untuk semua. Salah satu langkah yang diambil oleh Jabatan Standard Malaysia adalah bagi memastikan aktiviti standardisasi kekal relevan dan mempunyai impak yang luas dengan mengadakan perkongsian tentang dengan agensi-agensi kerajaan dan institusi yang berkaitan untuk mempromosikan penggunaan standard dan faedahnya kepada industri dan juga masyarakat umum. Ini bertujuan untuk meningkatkan penggunaan standard seramnya dan kesan positif kepada implementasi standard yang akan dapat dirasai oleh semua golongan dalam kehidupan seharian dan juga untuk termasuk golongan orang kurang upaya.
Marilah kita memulakan sesi pengendali 1 pada pagi ini yang bertajuk Accessibilities in Accessible Tourism.
I think for me personally, it is indeed an honor to be here, and why? I tell you why. I've been involved in this since 1983. In fact, when I recall, it wasn't 83. It was 1980 because I went for a break because I went away to England and I came back at the end of 1983 and I came back into the scene. Orang Melayu kata, saya tak akan putih mata insyaAllah bila saya meninggalkan dunia. Sebab apa? Apa yang kita mula lama sangat dulu rasanya. Masa tu Puan Dalilah was Cik Dalilah. What matters most now is what you will do to continue to sustain what has evolved over at least 3 decades in Malaysia. It is not something new. I would like for us to clap, give hands, our hands together for particularly the hoteliers and of course DBKL. Even though you might say, hey, it's DBKL's responsibility, but things will not work if it doesn't work both ways. So I'd like to congratulate you all for coming. I believe there are more than 100 people from hotels today, and you will no doubt find the program absolutely something you need, and something we need to move Malaysia forward towards access for all in meeting what we have as a country. We have signed the United Nations Convention on the ratified the Malaysian Convention of United Nations Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities. Recently, we were signatory to the insurance strategy, within which this is a very big part. And soon, we'll also be signing the disability agenda as part of the Millennium Development Goals. For one of the things is universal access for people with disabilities in all areas of needs. So without further ado, we have got 3 panelists with us today. But all earlier on thought that, we will get started. And I beg your pardon, the magnifying glass. I beg your pardon, just a moment please. At my age, I read font 14 or maybe 16. So if you do lesser than that, it's difficult for me. I beg your pardon, hang on, just let me get it. Small text, will you speak first? Are you? All right, okay. This is big. Thank you. Okay. Now, for our first we have Puan Nusia Patah, yeah, from Kementerian Pelancongan dan Kebudayaan Malaysia. Incidentally, I am one of Kesatrias for myself, so I have a personal interest in this. Puan Nusia will speak on pendaftaran dan penjelasan premis penginapan pelancong. Again, let me indulge a little bit. In 2016, I'm the president for Malaysian Association of Rehab Physicians, and we're bringing the World Congress of International Society of Physical and Rehab Medicine. And when I presented our bid, a year before last, we actually said DBKL is working on universal design and access, and we should be ready by 2016.
Okay, at the very moment we have classification for hotel 1 until 5 star and 1 until 3 orchid for the budget hotel. Okay, this is the act which I mentioned just now. The section 31A tourist accommodation must be registered under Tourism Industry Act 1992. And in fact, I was meant to inform that presentation will be in Malay, so we prepared the presentation in Malay, but I try to, depends on the audience later. Okay, the second part of it is who need to be registered. Okay, mana-mana bangunan termasuk hotel, rumah inapan, rumah tumpangan, hotel apartmen menawarkan tempat penginapan per malaman atau tempat tidur kepada pelancong untuk disewa dengan balasan apa-apa bentuk ganjaran yang lain, sama ada makanan disediakan ataupun tidak. I have to read every single thing because this is according to our Tourism Industry Act 1992. Okay, under Majlis Negara untuk Kerajaan Tempatan, chaired by Deputy Prime Minister, this one was been informed to all the local council, been informed to the head of state, the semua ketua menteri dan menteri besar, dan seterusnya dipancangkan ke mesyuarat jawatan kuasa perundingan pihak berkuasa tempatan yang dihadiri oleh semua presiden ataupun the head of the local council in Malaysia, tentang keperluan pendaftaran premis penginapan pelancong dan seterusnya pengelasan premis penginapan pelancong. Okay, the syarat kelayakan bagi pendaftaran hotel dan pengelasan hotel. Sekarang kami memerlukan 100% completion and operating license or boarding house license daripada local council in order for us to register any tourist accommodation premise. So in detail, the condition will be memiliki lesen hotel, kemudian memiliki CFO ataupun CCC from the local council. Seterusnya, hotel telah pun 100% tamat pembinaan dan salinan sijil keahlian daripada either one of these three recognized association, namely Malaysia Association of Hotel or MA, Malaysia Budget Hotel Association or MyBHA, and the last one MAHO, Malaysia Association of Hotel Owner. So we need a proof of the hoteliers to be a member to at least one of this association, and they must offer at least 10 rooms. So on the rationale why we do the classification and the registration, first is on the enforcement. Okay, untuk memantau, mengawal, sedia dan meningkatkan kualiti perkhidmatan perhotelan di negara. Seterusnya dari segi insentif galakan cukai hotel. Under Promotion Investment Act 1986, under MIDA, hotel are eligible for investment tax allowance or the pioneer status. So in order for the committee, the National Committee on Investment, to endorse the eligibility, the pre-requirement will be the hotel must be registered under Tourism Industry Act 1992, and the second requirement, the hotel must be classified between 1 until 5 star under from the Ministry of Tourism. And the hotel which are registered and classified under the Ministry of Tourism will be promoted under our agency, the Tourism Malaysia, our promoting agency. Okay, this is the category pengelasan. We have 1 until 5 star, and then we also have apartment hotel 3 until 5 star. We have the budget hotel 1 until 3 occupied, and at the moment we also have classification for green hotel. To date, we have already 18 green hotel in Malaysia, and we benchmark our neighboring country, Thailand, where the registered hotel about 2,200, and they already have more than 750 green hotel. For Malaysia, we only have 18 green hotel at the very moment. Okay, since today is on, we are focusing on the accessibility and on the facility for the disabled. So we elaborate a bit on the criteria for the star rating, because we inculcate that criteria in order for us to classify the hotel. Okay, this book, I believe it's been was distributed by the organizer just now. It's all in your goodie bag. We come up with this criteria with the help together with our stakeholders, the industry player, especially from MAHO, from MA, from MyBHA, from MIID, Malaysia Institute for Interior Designer, and from a few other agencies like the Kementerian Perumahan Kerajaan Tempatan, because we need the technical input from the Jabatan bomba, and then from the kesihatan and so on. Okay, on the reception, on the second criteria for the reception, we inculcate we incorporate the facilities for the disabled in order for us to differentiate the facilities offered by the hotel under 1 until 5 stars. So for the 5-star hotel, we must have a suitable entrance with special provision for the disabled. And the same goes with the 3 and 4-star. And for information, any hotels that being classified by us, if they didn't comply with this criteria, we give them 6-month conditional approval. Means to say they are given 6 months for them to comply with this criteria. So until the compliance of this criteria, we didn't issue the certificate of the hotel rating. Okay, for your information, we don't have a technical expert from our ministry to verify whatever the facility provided. So this seminar, KUL Access 2014, is a very good start, a very good initiative right by the DBKL and also Jabatan standard. So hopefully after this we can work together with the technical expert in order to us to verify the hotel rating. Okay, the room for the disabled under our criteria 3.18, this one also across the board, 1 until 5 star, where for all categories at least 1 room with facilities for the disabled. Doesn't matter how many rooms are provided by the hotel, either 10 rooms, 100 rooms or 500 rooms, there's still at least 1 room for the disabled. So here we mention at least 1 room with facilities for the disabled, example, lower bed, shelf, table, ramps, etc., to be provided in accordance to the OKU Act and to ensure that entrance door is accessible by wheelchair. And also under the hotel apartment, in order for us to classify the hotel apartment for 3, 4 and 5 star, one of the criteria also for the room for the disabled, without at least 1 room, so we still give the 6-month conditional approval. So the picture, some of the facilities provided by the hotel. Okay, the public toilet for the disabled, all categories. This one 3, 4 and 5 star because this is for apartment hotel. All categories public toilet for disabled person should be provided. This one usually at the lobby floor. These are some of the facilities from the hotel which comply with our criteria. And also for the budget hotel for the orchid rating, also we put in our criteria for 1 until 3 orchids, public toilets for the disabled to be made available.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good morning. Okay, we play 2 main functions. The first one, we are national standards body. We develop and promote Malaysian standards. And the standards development process is actually based on Annex 3 to WTO TBT agreement, ISO IC Guide 59 and ISO IC Guide 21. And this is the symbol that given to the accredited conformity assessment bodies. Okay. So next, this is how standards being implemented in Malaysia. Okay. Basically, all Malaysian standards that developed by Standards Malaysia are voluntarily used by industry, business, consumers. Everyone can use, okay? And then, but it can be made mandatory if regulatory body, okay, which is supported by relevant act of parliament, implement the Malaysian standard, insert or include into their technical regulation, okay, when the compliance is mandatory, okay. So these standards, when included in the technical regulation, be complied by industry, business, government. So non-compliance will given penalty. Okay, for example, we have the first Malaysian standards developed, which is MS1 on helmet. Okay, this standards has been mandatorized by JPJ. So any manufacturers of helmet need to comply to this standard MS1. So non-compliance, JPJ will given the penalty to that manufacturers. Okay. So this is a standards development structure. Okay. Basically, this structure divided into two levels, which is policy level and technical level. So the top part is a policy level, whereby the secretary is standards measure, while at the bottom part is the technical level, where the secretary is standard development agency (SDA). Okay. So talk about the policy level. At the bottom part, we have 5 national committees. Okay, 2 of it is MyNAC and MyNC. MyNAC, Malaysian National Standards Committee, and Malaysian National Electrotechnical Committee, responsible to monitor standardization activities in Malaysia. While the other 3 committees, which are MyNAC, MyNAMTEC, and MyGLPC, responsible to monitor accreditation activities in Malaysia. So these 5 committees report to our council, Malaysia Standards Accreditation Council (MSAC), which play advisory role to our Minister of Science, Technology and Innovations. So our DG is the secretariat to this council. And then at the technical level, Standards Malaysia appoint Standards Development Agency to take care of technical level. So currently we have 3 SDAs, okay, which are Sirim Berhad, Malaysian Timber Industry Board, Malaysian Institute of Chemistry. So all sectors, so at the technical level, they are the experts on the standards. Okay, so most of the sectors of the standards development done by Sirim Berhad, but for those related to timber product and timber structures will be done by Malaysian Timber Industry Board, and chemicals will be done by IKM. So under these SDAs, we have 25 industry standards committee, okay, which actually represent areas. So that means we have 25 areas, okay. So under these 25 industry standards committee, we have more than 200 technical committees and more than 350 working groups. So in total, we have more than 3,300 experts that contribute in standards development, okay. So this is the list of industry standards committees, as I mentioned before. So area lah, So this is coded by alphabetical order, except for timber structure, because not decided which alphabet. Okay. And then ICA stands for agriculture, D for building construction and civil engineering, and then we also have on ICM on fire safety and prevention, ICT on tourism exhibition and hospitality services. This one ICT chaired by TKSU Montec, and then for example ICM chaired by the Director General of Fire Safety Prevention Department. Okay. Next. Okay, this is the Malaysian standard status as of 6 January 2014. So basically, total of Malaysian standard that we developed is 6,550. Okay, from various sectors. Okay, and then from that figure, 59.04% is aligned to international standards. Okay, international standards that we refer to is the ISO standards and IEC standards. So once Minister approve that document, then the document will be known as Malaysian standards. So that is the process. Okay, so after approved, then we will publish it. So basically, the adoption of the standards will take about 4 until 9 months, while indigenous, okay, yang asli akan dibangunkan within 1 until 1.5 years. Okay. So this is the principle of standards development. Okay, the first principle is consensus. Okay, kita buat standards bukannya ikut voting. Okay, consensus ni maksudnya all comments, all views from relevant stakeholders need to be considered. Okay, so itu yang dimaksud dengan consensus. And then openness, in terms of participation, everyone can participate in standard development. If you are not TC member or WG member, you are also can participate in standard development during the public comment. You can comment the draft. Crossing, the purpose of this crossing is for us to see. Okay, so whatever you nak design macam mana pun, dia tidak akan cakap dalam standards tu design dia kena kaki dia segi kena ada 4 kaki. Tak. Tapi cukup dia boleh menampung kita untuk duduk. Itu dimasukkan dengan performance base. Okay, so basically kalau anda katalah ada orang kata standards ini menyekat inovasi, itu salah. Pasal prinsip untuk standard development adalah performance base. Okay, and then satu lagi kita one of the principle of standard development is adopting international standards when applicable. So that means any standards that we want to develop, we need to refer whether any international standards available. If not available, then we will develop as our own, okay, indigenous standards. So MS credible. Why? Because Malaysian standard system is similar to ISO at all level. Stages, we actually follow the ISO. Okay? And then standards measure prescribing to the principles laid by WTO for standards development. For example, consensus, transparent, as I mentioned before. And then various group of stakeholders are consulted and actively participate in the development process. Okay, after this I will show you the compositions of membership of IC. Okay, and then refer to best practices, guidelines and standards of the world as stated by WTO and ISO. Okay, and then we develop national standard to suit the requirement and need of the country. Okay, the standards developed is not for standards measure, but it's actually requirement from you, okay, as a user of the standards. Okay, and then we have MS 1183 Part 8, specification for fire precautions in the design and construction of buildings. Part 8, code of practice for means of escape for disabled people. So yang MS 1184 dan 1183 ni included in UBBL, Uniform Building Bylaw 1984. That means these three standards actually mandatory standards. Okay, so for the 1184, this national standard to be complied within designing public buildings so that it's safe for to be used by disabled person. Okay, untuk MS 331 ni is not included in regulation, but included in garis panduan dan piawaian perancangan kemudahan golongan orang berupaya. Okay, so MS 1331 is the MS in relation to the provisions on designing of special facilities outside building for disabled people to ensure accessibility and usable by disabled persons. So pendek kata yang atas tu 1184 tu adalah dalam building, yang dekat luar tu, yang dekat 1.1 tu adalah luar building. So kalau ada taman ke apa ke, so ini 1311. Okay, 1331. Okay, MS 1183 ni for fire precautions lah untuk disabled people. Okay, so which sector actually develop that particular standards? Okay, for MS 1184 and MS 1331 is actually under responsibility of ICD. Okay, building construction and civil engineering, while the MS 1183 is under responsibility of ICM, Fire Safety and Prevention. So this is the development of MS 1184 and MS 1331. Okay, we start develop these standards 1993, and then came out with the first revision in 2003, and then other revisions now. Okay, so this is membership of ICD, the sector that developed two standards. Okay, and then this the composition is various. Okay, it contains our stakeholders, for example, industry, government, academicians. Okay, we have here this one. ICD is essentially chaired by CIDB. Okay, this is the internal structure of the ICD. Okay, chaired by CIDB, and under this IC, basically basic structure of the standard development, we have IC, TC, and WG. Okay, so under IC, there are a few of technical committees, TC, and also some of it is the working group that report direct to the ICD. Okay, so we have building design and construction here. So under this PC, we have WG on accessibility for disabled person that responsible to revise these two Malaysian standards. Okay, so basically this is a process of revision of 1184 and 1331. They already undergone the review public comment, and currently the draft already been circulated to IC members for their acceptance. So we target within May, end of May, this Malaysian standard will be approved by Minister. Okay, so the TC or WG decided that MS1184 first revision and MS1331 first revision merge or combine and came up with the MS1184 second revision. So they combine outside and internal, outside and inside of the building. They combine, become one document. Okay. So this is membership of ICM, comprised of stakeholders, various stakeholders, and shared by Fire and Rescue Department Malaysia, Jabatan Bomba. So kita ada kat situ Lembaga Pembangunan Industri Pembinaan Malaysia, Malaysian Fire Protection Association, CMQS International Standards, and then Commission Universiti Kebangsaan Malaysia, Universiti Putra Malaysia. So various stakeholders. Okay, so this is internal structure of the ICM. We have this ICM shared by Fire and Rescue Department Malaysia. Okay, and then under the IIC there are a few TCs, and one of it is a TC on passive fire protection system. They're responsible to develop and revise the MS1183. So currently they already undergone the draft of Malaysian standard. Code of practice for fire safety in design and management and use of building. So what standards are available at international level? They are numerous, but these three is actually very specific to older persons and persons with disability. For example, here we have ISO IC Guide 71, Guidelines for Standards Developers to address the needs of older persons and persons with disability. And then we have ISO 24503, Ergonomics Accessible Design, and then ISO ICTR 19766-2007, Information Technology, Guidelines for Design of Icons and Symbols Accessible to all users, including the elderly and persons with disabilities. Okay, how the standards can help? Okay, it can help both. Of course, first one is disabled person. Okay, provide a safe environment and convenience for disabled person. And then beside that, they encourage the disabled person to be independent. So dia tak memerlukan anggota keluarga dia ke untuk tolak wheelchair dia ke, ataupun untuk memaut. Dia tidak memerlukan orang lain. Kalau dia kata environment yang disediakan itu memang sesuai untuk disabled person. Okay, and then kepada hoteliers, okay, dia akan boost sales pasal dia tidak akan menyekat mana-mana grup untuk masuk kepada building hotel. Okay, and then this is as part of the social responsibility initiative which improve reputation as disabled friendly facilities. Okay, so ini macam contoh macam kereta entrance, dia tak boleh nak buat pembuka licin kalau ikutkan betul-betul untuk garis panduan, dia tak boleh licin. That's why dia kena ada letak kapet ke apa semua ataupun marmar yang tak licin. Okay, and then ramp ni dia ada tempat memaut. Lepas tu kecerunan ramp tu dia tak boleh very lebih daripada berapa degrees lah, yang memang ada clearly mention berapa degree kecerunan dia. Okay, and then yang sini adalah button lift yang mana dia ada macam tactile dots if I'm not mistaken, so that mana-mana orang yang mempunyai kecacatan mata dia boleh rasa this one adalah untuk naik, this untuk turun. Okay, so tandas ni pun satu, perasan kan kalau OKU punya tandas dia besar. Okay, besar pasal dia bukannya pasal OKU ni VIP. Okay, tapi pasal dia membolehkan sesiapa, kalau ada kata orang tu pakai wheelchair, dia boleh buat pusingan dekat dalam toilet tu. Okay, and then ada tempat memaut. Okay, untuk orang-orang tua kan, untuk memaut duduk. Okay, and then this one adalah macam receptionist, dia punya kaunter tu dia ada serta-serta ketinggian. Okay, lepas tu dia ada satu kaunter yang rendah, iaitu memudahkan wheelchair yang disabled person ni boleh bicara dengan kita punya ni penyambut tetamu. Okay? So kalau anda kata nak dapatkan standards, okay, for those who want to have the Malaysian standards, you can have it from our library, okay, at Cyberjaya, or through online system. We have MS Online, which is www.msonline.gov.my. Okay?
Either some of you dah tepu dah, or some of you just waiting to get a break, but unfortunately cannot. So first of all, I just would like to access to your mind, if you don't mind. Is it alright, everyone? Okay. So first of all, I just want to change your perspective on OKU. I just always get the feedback. So I just want to get your attention to this. Kita ni dilahirkan sebagai OKU. Betul atau tidak? Betul atau tidak? Siapa yang tak setuju angkat tangan? Wow, kita lahir as a baby, we need to be fit, we need to train ourselves to walk, and slowly dah berjalan, dah merangkak, then we able to go to school. Lepas dah belajar, then we become, dah pandai sikit masuk universiti, dah dapat kerja yang besar, and then kita dah start kerja. Bila dah kerja, macam tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, dah dapat lot of money. Bila dah banyak duit, then kita pun makan tak jaga everything, there's come the 3 serangkai. As what you all know, what is 3 serangkai. Ataupun kalau kita tak 3 serangkai dalam kumpulan tersebut, kita semakin hari semakin tua. Betul tak? Ataupun kita makin sehari semakin muda. I do not know, that I leave it to you all. So jadi at the end of the day, either kita jadi macam ni, dan of course by the end of the day kita masuk kubur juga, every one of us. So apakah sumbangan kita? The hakikat yang I nak highlight dekat sini ialah what can you contribute as a human being? Because I believe that kita as a manusia, everyone want to be bahagia, everyone to be kaya, and everyone want to have knowledge. I standing here is because I want to share. I want that bahagia, of course, but then to bahagiakan, or to get bahagia for ourselves, we have to bahagiakan orang lain dulu. And to get rich, kita kena banyak sedekah, and insyaAllah Allah will give more to you. That's what we believe. And of course, to share the knowledge, then knowledge will come to you. Okay, can we start? Are you awake? So look at the slide. If we talk about accessibility or universal design, actually it able to accommodate all these people. And if you talk about tourism, dia punya stakeholder is all of them. Everybody. It's not just OKU. But when you design good for, like our friend is saying from the standard, kalau kita design is accessible, it's good for everybody. Okay? Are you more money to spend? Is it? Kalau you tengok dekat PBB ya, dianggarkan 1 bilion orang yang terdiri pada penduduk dunia yang terdiri 50%. And daripada 2 bilion tu, yang berkaitan rapat dengan dia become 2 billion. Okay? And tambahan pula, the population, the world population is, you know, is aging society. Slowly, when you become modern, you become developed, benda tu secara natural. So what I'm saying, ini adalah satu peluang besar yang harus digenggam oleh setiap pengendali hotel and tourism, because that is the main income. Okay, so what you have to do, you have to provide, you have to tap the money, you have to provide your building to be accessible. Okay? And kalau kita tengok dari segi potensi pelancongan, because I know that cost for industry, they always thinking money. Okay? It's always dollar and cent. And look at this, Muslim tourism expenditure, US dollar 130 billion. You just want to ignore it, or you want to tap it? And how to tap it? If you talk about world ranking city, Vancouver, Melbourne, or other city, or UK, where the tourism is fantastic. Why? Because the built environment is very accessible. Okay? So, if we are not going to take action now, we're going to lose it. We are losing to Singapore now. We are losing to Bangkok. Bangkok, they are very much go for accessible. The hotel have ranking for accessible hotel. Star 1, Star 2, and 3, and 4. Okay? And look at the money. You see? These are the market. And look at this. We're talking about Malaysia. We zoom in. Don't talk about the world so much. We zoom into Malaysia. Kita ada banyak potential. We are one of the top for halal hub. And we also provide what we call halal friendly tourism. You all don't want to tap it? That's my question. Okay, ini another scenario. In Malaysia, kita tahu that one of us anytime going to be OKU. Why? 3. 1, accident. 2, we getting older. 3 is a cause that penyakit. And you can see the wheel of life. So the picture itself tells the whole story. Next, what are the issue in Malaysia? This one is last year, come up in the newspaper, The Star. And these are the main issue. Laluan pejalan kaki yang sempit, yang dihalang, kekurangan akses kerusi roda, produk pelancongan yang tak accessible, barisan hadapan, the frontliner is not friendly, don't know how to service, ataupun don't know how to, when you have a OKU punya tourist, how do you entertain them, how do you service them? So these are the issue, and we have to work for that, address the problem. So this is one of the conference last year. And kita tengok one of our tourists yang memang spend a lot of money is from the Arab country. And kalau you tengok, this is one of the paper cutting. And Arabs, they don't come one person, they come in group, with the mother, with the kids, with the wife, with the whoever. And biasanya dia bawa the parents, and the parents biasanya is elderly person. Again, you have to provide for accessibility. Okay, look at what this guy is saying. Boycott tourist places that not accessible. It come out India, newspaper and news. Again, do you still want to, never mind, let other do it. I'm not going to do it. I just want to cater for those yang budget hotel, those yang low income. Dia orang nak datang, dia orang tak datang, alright with me. Do you still want to take that concept? Think about it. Okay, so our strategy is satu ialah, first of all, pematuhan kepada undang-undang yang sedia ada, that is atas OKU. Number 2 is to wujudkan kesedaran awam as what you are coming now. Okay? And to make sure that all these frontliner do know about accessibility. And of course, last kali, to make sure that our tourist area is accessible secara berperingkat-peringkat. And ini summary, the whole summary of mechanism what DBKL is doing. Kalau you tengok bahagian atas tu, is all berkaitan dengan perundangan penguatkuasaan. dan di bawah lebih kepada proaktif. Satu proses menyediakan kemudahan OKU daripada peringkat rekabentuk sampailah bangunan itu siap. Okay? So what is atau OKU? Secara ringkas saja, ambil detik sahaja, iaitu semua OKU mempunyai hak untuk akses dan siapa-siapa kerajaan ke non kerajaan ke yang menyediakan kemudahan wajib menyediakan accessibility. And this one is one of the kerajaan punya NKEA, and one of it is actually tourism. Dan we have a lot of iconic places, so these are some of it, and we really have to think about what is the impact here. 460 million, and this is some of the tourism heritage trail. We have 1, we have 2, and again yang terbaru. So all this, if kita tak bersama-sama bekerjasama untuk menjadikan tempat-tempat ikonik ni berjaya, we have to be working together. Okay? And secara ringkas, just now the other two speakers sebut tentang ramp, tentang toilet, tentang all these things. Tetapi sebenar-benarnya, when you talk about accessibility, is a continuity route. It's just like you and me, you nak pergi ke sesuatu tempat untuk nak dapat khidmat ataupun anything at all, you are moving in a loop. Kalau you tengok you start dengan you mula sampai. You sampai dekat airport, is it the airport accessible? And then lepas tu you akan masuk ke yang ni tiba dalam macam lokasi, that is the wayfinding, you know where you are and so on. Lepas tu of course accommodation, that is your second stage that you all have to provide. And then dia termasuklah makan dan minum, all the restoran, tempat rekreasi, hiburan, riadah dan etc. Okay, and it move from one point to another point. It's not talking just like you have a toilet, tapi going to the accessible toilet untuk OKU, tapi ada step. Totally out. It's not going to work. You have a 5-star punya toilet, tapi when there is one step sahaja, dah the whole thing failure. Okay, ini secara keseluruhan step by step, the route that I'm talking about, the continuity, the kesenambungan of laluan. Okay, banyak ini secara ringkasan dalam bentuk gambar rajah. I always prefer diagram because it speaks by itself. So you tengok dari entrance lagi, daripada kita the any mode of transport as a tourist or not tourist, dia akan memula daripada public transport, and then adakah parking tu available, and what is the size of the parking, and then masuk going through the route ni, the path ni, is it accessible, and then masuk ke entrance ni, adakah dia accessible, senang masuk ke, is a pintu automatic ke, atau pintu yang you kena tolak ke, ataupun macam mana, what kind, and then adakah depan ni ada step atau tidak. Kalau you tengok ada step, is there a ramp, all these things, and then ada information. Okay, and then the signages be enough untuk orang yang kita yang tak berapa nampak ni. Okay, and then as you go along, dah masuk ke dalam, dia punya laluan tu, koridor tu macam mana, easy ke, boleh lalu ke, and all this area adakah ikut the spec yang Jabatan Standard provide. It's totally orang kata a continuity before you sampai dekat bilik-bilik untuk gym ke, rekreasi ke, whatever. Okay, so this is one contoh where satu entrance ada 4 alternatif untuk masuk. I think for those yang pernah hadir our banquet OKU, they know the answer. Tapi I would like to get response from our hoteler. How many alternative untuk masuk ke entrance? Anybody from the hotel industry who dare to take the challenge? Answer dia I bagi ABC lah. 1 alternative, 2 alternative, 3 alternative, 4 alternative. From hotel industry, anybody want to answer? Nanti dapat hadiah istimewa. Tak ada orang berani to take the challenge. Tak apalah, I bagi jawapan. Jawapan dia, ataupun nak wait for later. I bagi jawapan lah. It's 4. Why 4? Okay, kita tengok satu persatu. The main jalan utama, you have a tactile one way. All the tactile warning, guiding block, go up, there is one route. Route number 2, daripada sini, drop off, and then you naik, ikut ramp. Up, there is warning tactiles, you go in, untuk wheelchair. Alternative 2. Alternative 3, the drop off dekat sini, you using platform lift, zoom, naik, and then you go up, go in. Alternative 4, people like you and me lah. You ikut direct aja. You nak masuk kat sini ke, masuk kat sana ke, it's free. Alright? And of course, entrance, you talk about entrance where you provide beautiful glass, then kalau tak ada all the warning, then sometimes you langgar to the dinding. Okay? And this is the way of doing the alteration ataupun ubah suai. Contoh lain, and this is the proper parking and amalan practice yang baik. Some of it you dah nampak tadi. This is some of other alternative as what you can see. Banyak and dia ada tunjuk this one is spell out, and the best is of course yang boleh diangkat lah. Angkat macam ni. It's not fixed because you allow a lot of adjustment and flexibility. So semua ni. Okay, and this is the minimum sizes untuk one cubicle ataupun one bilik hotel. And wow, accident do happen kalau kita tak careful and if we are not sensitive enough. Okay, another contoh. This some of all these diagram ni actually is inside the Malaysia standard and is also inside our garis panduan. Okay, another example. Banyak is the sizes is all there. It just you can ambil direct and give to your contractor. Okay, now your maintenance side. There you are, you do it. And you won't have any problem. When the auditor datang, no problem. Sign, take, pass. Okay? So banyak. You see all the dimension is there. All the detailing. Another contoh. So these are the things, the dimension, the spec. I won't go to detail one by one because it's going to take. Because normally we have a khusus on access audit ataupun untuk bengkel OK unit is 3 days. So I know that all of you are a busy man and you don't have the time, so you have to refer later.
Dasarnya ucapkan ribuan terima kasih atas kesetudian tuan-tuan dan puan-puan meluangkan masa pada hari ini untuk bersama-sama membantu usaha dan memberi sokongan kepada usaha dan Bandaraya Kuala Lumpur untuk merealisasikan Bandaraya Kuala Lumpur sebagai sebuah bandaraya yang benar-benar bebas halangan. Dan tentu tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, kita sedia maklum bahawa pelbagai usaha gigih yang telah dijalankan oleh kerajaan Malaysia untuk meletakkan negara Malaysia di pesada antarabangsa. Kita sebagai rakyat harus memberi sokongan penuh terhadap program transformasi pelancongan Malaysia 2020 yang merupakan sebahagian daripada bidang ekonomi utama negara ataupun NKEA dan juga gagasan Satu Malaysia yang meletakkan matlamatnya untuk menjadikan Malaysia lebih berdaya maju, lebih produktif dan juga lebih berdaya saing, dan kemuncaknya ialah untuk menjelmakan sebuah negara yang hebat. Satu Malaysia merupakan satu aspirasi yang tidak hanya merupakan tanggungjawab kerajaan semata-mata, tetapi ia juga memerlukan kredibiliti dan juga semangat sukarela semua warga Malaysia untuk menjadikannya satu realiti. Dan Kementerian Pelancongan dan Kebudayaan Malaysia dalam hasratnya memperkasakan industri pelancongan telah meletakkan sasaran untuk mencapai 2020, 36 dan 168, yang bermaksud pada tahun 2020 Malaysia akan menerima seramai 36 juta pelancong dan melibatkan kewangan sebanyak ringgit Malaysia 168 bilion. Pada masa ini, orang kurang upaya merupakan kumpulan pelancong yang ketara, namun ia sering diabaikan ikut rekod yang ada dalam simpanan dagangnya di bahagian daripada Lumpur. Itulah keadaan yang berlaku sekarang ini. Jadi menurut data yang daripada Pertubuhan Bangsa-Bangsa Bersatu, dianggarkan 1 bilion orang atau kira-kira 15% daripada penduduk dunia adalah terdiri daripada orang-orang kurang upaya dan mereka hidup bersama-sama dengan keluarga mereka. Ini bermakna lebih daripada 2 bilion orang secara langsung dipengaruhi oleh impak kekurang upayaan tersebut yang mewakili hampir 1/3 daripada penduduk dunia. Tambahan pula dengan penuaan penduduk yang semakin meningkat, terutamanya di negara-negara maju, persatuan orang tua yang mempunyai mobiliti terhad dan kurang upaya atau batasan juga akan meningkat. Oleh itu, pelancong mesra kepada semua bukan lagi satu pasaran khusus, malahan ia perlu menjadi sebahagian dari semua produk pelancongan, infrastruktur dan juga perkhidmatan. Tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, DBKL kini sedang menyediakan satu draft Plan Induk Pelancongan Kuala Lumpur 2014 hingga 2025. Ia bertujuan untuk meningkatkan Kuala Lumpur menjadi sebuah bandaraya pelancongan. Ini termasuk memastikan Kuala Lumpur boleh diakses oleh semua pelancong. Secara umum, infrastruktur keseluruhan pelancongan, perkhidmatan dan juga produk-produk pelancongan di bandar belum lagi pada tahap ini mesra okey ataupun kurang upaya. Di antara isu-isu utama adalah seperti laluan berjalan kaki yang sempit dan terhalang, kekurangan akses kerusi roda, produk pelancongan dan juga pameran yang tidak memenuhi kehendak orang kurang upaya, ketidakupayaan barisan hadapan untuk mengendalikan permintaan oleh orang kurang upaya, dan juga kekurangan kemudahan pengangkutan awam yang mesra OKU ataupun orang kurang upaya. Dengan golongan pelancong kurang upaya yang semakin meningkat atau berkembang, Bandar Kuala Lumpur perlu memastikan setiap infrastruktur, perkhidmatan dan juga produk pelancongan dapat memenuhi keperluan pelancong daripada golongan ini. Sehubungan itu, Plan Induk yang disediakan ini telah mengambil satu inisiatif yang sangat komited untuk mencapai matlamat tersebut. Oleh itu, peluang besar ini harus digenggam terutama oleh pengusaha-pengusaha hotel dan perniagaan, kerana kedatangan pelancong akan menjana ekonomi untuk semua pihak yang terlibat. Aspek Rekabentuk Sejagat dan Aksesibiliti menjadi aspek yang penting dalam industri pelancongan. Ia dapat dilihat di bandar-bandar termaju di dunia seperti Vancouver, Melbourne, Stockholm dan sebagainya, merupakan bandar yang cukup mesra kepada semua golongan OKU. Aspek ini telah menjadi sebahagian daripada indeks kriteria bandar mampan di dunia. Sehubungan dengan itu, bertepatanlah tujuan seminar ini diadakan pada hari ini. Dan para profesional di dalam industri binaan yang merupakan kumpulan utama untuk menerajui prinsip ini dalam konteks alam bina bebas halangan ataupun barrier free environment dan juga universal design dalam semua teknologi pembangunan berkaitan dengan pelancongan seperti hotel, pusat pelancongan, kompleks perniagaan, bangunan warisan, taman dan sebagainya, selain untuk mendedahkan peserta tentang spesifikasi kemudahan orang kurang upaya dengan merujuk kepada Malaysia standards yang berkaitan. Datuk-datuk, tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, Tahun Menawar Malaysia 2014 yang bertemakan Celebrating One Malaysia Truly Asia merupakan masa yang tepat dan terbaik untuk mengadaptasikan prinsip Rekabentuk Sejagat dalam konteks alam bina bebas halangan. Sehubungan dengan itu, DBKL melahirkan hasrat ingin mendapatkan kerjasama daripada semua agensi yang terlibat dalam industri yang berkaitan Rekabentuk Sejagat dan Aksesibiliti. Saya amatlah berbesar hati kerana Dewan Lumpur dan juga Jabatan Standard Malaysia akan bekerjasama menggembeling tenaga untuk merealisasikan impian ini dalam mana-mana bidang penggunaan standard yang dikenal pasti dan saling dipersetujui antara kedua pihak dari semasa ke semasa. Dengan mengambil langkah untuk menandatangani Memorandum Persefahaman atau Memorandum of Understanding antara DBKL dan Jabatan Standard Malaysia. Kolaborasi pintar ini sudah tentu akan menjadikan Dewan Kuala Lumpur sebuah penguasa tempatan yang menjadi model dan juga perintis dalam mengaplikasikan Rekabentuk Sejagat kepada pihak lain sama ada di peringkat kebangsaan maupun antarabangsa. Dalam melaksanakan rancangan ini, keputusan-keputusan kritikal untuk membawa perubahan perlu diambil. Justru itu, saya menyeru seluruh warga kota supaya berganding bahu dan memberikan sepenuh usaha dalam merebut peluang yang ada untuk melakukan perubahan yang sukar ini demi masa hadapan negara dan juga generasi akan datang.